dermal epidermal junction. The dermal epidermal junction. It is a zone between the dermis and the epidermis. It is characterized by a wavy or undulating appearance. This slide will be clearly explained by this figure. As you can see, this is the basal cell layer of the epidermis, and here is the dermis. Between the dermis and the epidermis, there is something called dermal epidermal junction. As you can see, the shape, it is wavy and it has undulating appearance. Now, what's important here, you have to remember that the word hemidesmosome, as we said before, desmosome is something like a fiber. It's an area in each of these cells that will bind cells together. So the function of the desmosome or hemidesmosome to bind cells together. But in hemidesmosome, it binds the basal cell with the membrane, dermal epidermal junction. Dermal epidermal junction is just a membrane made of basal lamina and lamina lucida. And this, please, I want you to remember this thing that is called fibronectin. We'll talk about it later. As you can see, it's found here also in the dermal epidermal junction. Another important thing in this figure is what is called the anchoring fibril. Anchoring fibril, you see the word fibril? As we said, fibril is only found in the dermis. In the epidermis, we'll see the word filaments. Fibril is bundle of collagen. But which type? Type 7. Please remember the type of collagen. It is type 7, not type 1, not type 3. It is type 7 collagen. This anchoring fibril is very important. It is believed that losing this anchoring fibril will cause sagging or wrinkling. And that's why we always advise the customer not to pull or yank or drag or tug. These are synonyms for the word pulling their skin. Just tap your skin. So if you want to apply any cream, tap it. Do not pull, do not drag, do not make stretch on the skin, so you'll not lose the anchoring fibril. Now the second layer of the skin is the dermis. As you can see, the dermis behind the epidermis. The dermis very thick. The epidermis is cellular structure. The dermis made up collagen and elastin fibers. There's two layers of the dermis. The papillary layer, very thin in the upper of the dermis, and the reticular layer, the thick one in the dermis. As you can see, blood vessels, nerves, sebaceous gland, the hair follicle, all are embedded in the dermis. So this layer provides support and elasticity to the skin. It supports what? It's the support number one, the frame of epidermis. Okay, of course, the epidermis got its nutrients through the blood vessels and capillaries from the dermis. Number two, it supports sensory nerves and secretory glands and the hair follicle. So it gives support. How it gives elasticity? So the function of the dermis support the frame to the epidermis, support the sensory nerves, support the secretory glands. What are the secretory glands? The sebaceous gland and the sweat glands, and it supports the hair follicle and provide elasticity to the skin. Why? Because it's rich with a fibrous connective tissue termed collagen and elastin. And these fibrous connective tissue provide elasticity to the dermis. These collagen and elastin are found or they are supported by the amorphous gel, the termed interfibrillar amorphous gel or ground substance. So in the dermis, what we'll find, let's see the previous lecture. In the dermis, we'll find connective tissue, the collagen and elastin like a mesh, like a net, and they are embedded in amorphous gel. They are embedded in amorphous gel, the ground substance. The ground substance made of GAG, glycosaminoglycan, and glycoprotein, salt and water. GAG, glycoprotein, salt and water. Proteins are very essential, we'll talk about them. GAG, mucopolysaccharides. So what are the role of GAG and GP, that is the ground substance of the dermis? They support the matrix of what? Of the connective tissue, of collagen and elastin. And number 2, of the connective tissue. And number 2, they maintain salt and water distribution and control a domain. Why? Because they are saccharides, polysaccharides, mucopolysaccharides. They will absorb 1000 times their volume water. That's why they will give hydration to the dermis. As we get old, we'll lose collagen, we'll lose elastin, and we'll lose the GAG. Example of GAG, hyaluronic acid, very important, and chondroitin sulfate. As you can see, these are hydrophilic in nature, and that's why they can absorb 1000 times their volume water. Hyaluronic acid found in creams, but does this compound or product or substance get absorbed? No, it will not get absorbed because it is too large. So the only function of hyaluronic acid in cream is just to act as humectant, moisturizer, hydration only. As we said, as we get old, we lose this GAG. So to replenish the hyaluronic acid, the only way to do that is by filler. The filler made up of hyaluronic acid, and the dermatologist will give it to you in the dermis to replenish the loss of hyaluronic acid or collagen in the dermis. So collagen is the protein that is found on the dermis. You remember we said keratin is found in the epidermis, but collagen is one of the strongest natural protein. It is found all over your body, but the one that we are talking about is the fibrous collagen. The fibrous collagen that is made of fiber, the elongated fibril. It's found only in the tendon, it's found in the skin, it's found only in the ligaments, and also in cartilage, because collagen makes 25 to 35% of the whole body protein. But the one we are talking about is the fibrous collagen that is found in our skin. This collagen will give our dermis durability and resilience. What do you mean by resilience? Resilience is the ability of a strained body to restore its shape after stress. So if you pull your skin, if the collagen is still young, it will go back to its original size. Flexibility to the skin. Most of the focus in the industry of skin is to find a product that will replenish the loss of collagen of the skin. So, does collagen will help? No, it will not help. Collagen, as collagen, it will not be absorbed from the skin because, as we said about hyaluronic acid is large, also collagen is too large to be absorbed through the skin and replenish the dermis. So what we should do to increase the collagen? Either we use topical agents that will stimulate the synthesis of collagen, like glycolic acid, like vitamin C, ascorbic acid. We'll talk about these rejuvenating agents later. And like retin A or retinoids, where it's found, it's here somewhere. Retinoids, topical retinoids. Vitamin A, retinoids is vitamin A. Ascorbic acid is vitamin C. Glycolic acid is one of the alpha hydroxy acid. Of course, there's other ingredients. We'll talk about them.